Welcome to Books in Minutes, where powerful ideas meet your busy life. In this episode, we're recapping Baby Steps Millionaires by Dave Ramsey. It's a no-nonsense guide that shows how everyday people can build real wealth through discipline, not luck. If you've ever felt trapped by debt or uncertain about your financial future, this book offers a clear and proven path to freedom. Phase 1. The Illusion of Wealth and the Path of Simplicity. In a world addicted to speed, people chase wealth through shortcuts, credit cards, debt, and a false sense of luxury. The truth is sobering. Most millionaires didn't win the lottery or inherit fortunes. They lived quietly, spending less than they earned, choosing contentment over comparison. Society whispers that riches require genius or risk. This book shouts otherwise. Real wealth begins with discipline, not drama. It starts by acknowledging the mess, the debt, the denial, and choosing change. The first step is deceptively simple. Save $1,000 as a starter emergency fund. This small act becomes the first crack in the wall of financial chaos. It represents control, not abundance. But that control is power. Many never take this step, paralyzed by fear or pride. But those who do find a strange kind of freedom. It's not about the money. It's about reclaiming your future. By doing what feels small, you declare that you're done living in crisis. It's the quiet beginning of a life reimagined. Phase 2. The war on debt begins. Debt pretends to be a friend, easy, comforting, and always available. But it's a prison with golden bars, a slow bleed of your future for temporary comfort. The second phase is brutal but liberating. Pay off all non-mortgage debt using the debt snowball. This method focuses on momentum, not math. Attack the smallest debt first, then roll the payment into the next. Emotion fuels this phase. As debts fall, confidence rises. Each win whispers, you're not a victim anymore. You're building belief, one payment at a time. The process requires sacrifice. Fewer dinners out, fewer toys, more grit. But the reward is staggering. Imagine a life where your income belongs entirely to you. No monthly payments, no chains, just options. Debt isn't just a financial issue. It's an emotional and spiritual one. Defeating it changes who you are. Phase 3. The foundation of true security. Once debt is crushed, it's time to build a wall. Strong, unmoving, protective. This is the fully funded emergency fund. 3 to 6 months of expenses in cash. It's not glamorous, but it's powerful. It transforms emergencies into inconveniences. A job loss becomes a pause, not a crisis. A car repair becomes a transaction, not a spiral. With this cushion, you stop fearing the future. You stop reacting and start planning. Wealth building begins with peace, not panic. This phase marks a turning point, from defensive to offensive living. It's the calm before the momentum. The money doesn't just sit in a bank. It breathes confidence into every decision. You walk taller, sleep deeper, and think clearer. The world still throws punches, but now you can take them. You're no longer living paycheck to paycheck. You're living with power. Phase 4. Investing with intent, not instinct. Here, wealth becomes more than a dream. It becomes math. With debt gone and security in place, the next step is investing 15% of your income for retirement. No guessing, no hoping, just consistency. This isn't about chasing hot stocks or timing the market. It's about long-term vision and compound growth. Every dollar invested is a worker sent into the world to earn for you. Over time, an army grows. Retirement is no longer a hope. It becomes a certainty. You do this while still enjoying life, because balance matters. You don't need a finance degree, just a plan, patience, and persistence. This phase demands trust in the process, in time, in yourself. You stop living only for today and start building a life that lasts. The goal isn't to retire rich, it's to retire free. That's real wealth, time, options, and the power to choose. This step proves you've crossed over, from surviving to building. Phase 5. Securing the future for your children. Wealth isn't selfish if it's built with purpose. In this phase, you begin saving for your children's future, particularly for education. Not because you have to, but because you can. This isn't about spoiling them. It's about giving them options. When you plan ahead, they start life without the chains of student debt. Education should be a doorway, not a debt trap. You're not just building wealth, you're breaking generational cycles. This phase is deeply emotional. You remember your own struggles, and you fight to ensure they don't repeat. With each dollar saved, you're handing your children not just money, but vision. You're teaching them that sacrifice today creates freedom tomorrow. You model what it means to think long-term, to give before being asked. True legacy isn't what you leave behind, it's who you build while you're here. The future becomes brighter, not by chance, but by design. Phase 6. Owning your home, fully and finally. The mortgage is often seen as a good debt, but debt is still debt. In this phase, you aim to pay off your home early. Imagine the feeling. No mortgage, no rent, just ownership. For most, it's unthinkable. But with discipline, it becomes inevitable. Owning your home means your largest expense is eliminated forever. Your monthly budget breathes. Your stress levels plummet. You no longer fear rising interest rates or economic downturns. You own more than a house. You own peace. Every payment you make chips away at the past and builds toward permanence. This isn't just financial, it's psychological. You sleep deeper under a roof that's truly yours. When the last payment is made, a new kind of freedom begins. You're not renting life, you're living it on your terms. Phase 7. The quiet path to $1 million. The path to becoming a millionaire is boring by design. It's not made of luck or genius, but daily discipline. Save, invest, avoid debt, and live below your means. It's a formula most people ignore because it's not flashy. But it works, over and over for ordinary people. You don't need a big break. You need time and consistency. The millionaire next door isn't flashy. They're quiet, methodical, intentional. They drive used cars, clip coupons, and invest faithfully. Over time, the small steps become a large fortune. Wealth sneaks up on them, not by surprise, but by design. You realize that true millionaires often look nothing like what culture shows. They're not showing off, they're showing up. The difference between dreaming and doing is this: action. Baby steps may be small, but they lead to a giant destination. Phase 8. The psychology of money mastery. At this level, wealth becomes more than numbers. It becomes a mindset. You begin to see that money reflects who you are, not just what you have. Scarcity fades, and abundance takes its place. Not abundance in spending, but in perspective. You no longer fear bills or emergencies. You face them with confidence. Money becomes a tool, not a tyrant. Your thoughts about wealth have matured. It's not about possession, but stewardship. You're now able to think generationally, not just personally. The old habits, comparison, impulse, shame, lose their power. You've retrained your thinking, and that mental shift is more valuable than any paycheck. You no longer serve money. Money serves you. And in this clarity, you find purpose. The journey wasn't just financial. It was emotional, spiritual, and deeply transformative. You've changed your life, not just your balance sheet. Phase 9. Giving like never before. This is the most fulfilling phase: generosity. With your needs met and future secured, you open your hands to help others. Giving becomes joyful, not sacrificial. You support causes, lift families, fund dreams. You give not from guilt, but from gratitude. You remember where you came from, and it shapes your compassion. This kind of giving multiplies impact. It inspires your children, shocks your community, and echoes beyond your lifetime. The wealthy aren't just rich in dollars, they're rich in heart. True wealth is measured by what you're able to give without fear. You're not giving away money, you're giving away hope. And in doing so, you complete the journey. Wealth started with baby steps, but it ends with open arms. Your story becomes more than personal, it becomes powerful. Phase 10. Legacy and the echo of a life well lived. In the final phase, you realize it was never about money. It was about freedom, control, peace, and purpose. You've left a legacy, not just in accounts, but in values. Your family tree looks different because you chose a new path. Your children inherit more than wealth. They inherit wisdom. Your life becomes proof that anyone can rise, slowly but surely. You lived below your means to live beyond your limits. You endured ridicule for choosing simplicity over show. And now, your name means something greater than wealth. It means transformation. Legacy is not about leaving something for people, but in them. This journey took years, but the rewards will echo for generations. You became a millionaire, not just in dollars, but in discipline, perspective, and heart. The story ends not with riches, but with richness of life, love, and meaning. That's the real victory. Thanks for tuning in to Books in Minutes. If Baby Steps Millionaires sparked something in you, remember, it's not about how much you make, but how intentionally you live. Real wealth is built one step at a time. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more life-changing book recaps right here on Books in Minutes.